You're doing carnivore wrong. Part 3. I am Celeste Mumford. I have been on this ketogenic lifestyle for over 5 years. I've reversed pre-diabetes in 2.5 months. I lost over 50 pounds in 5.5 months. Over 5 years ago, never counted a calorie. I don't eat crap or carbs in moderation. I don't believe in balance. I don't have cheat days. I don't count calories or macros. I don't weigh food. I eat intuitively. I honor and respect my body. I'm learning to feed my body. I'm learning to nourish my body with foods that my body can identify, recognize, and utilize. I eat foods that are bioavailable. And yes, I eat a ketogenic low-carb diet, which includes some berries, but I can also go to Lion, which is just meat, salt, and water. I go from low carb to Lion. I kind of flow. I eat carnivore. So listen, you might want to listen to me because I've been living this lifestyle consistently for over 5 years. I burn fat for fuel and energy. My body at the age of 61 is in the best shape that it's ever been in. I'm not a coach. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a fitness expert. None of that. I'm just a woman who jumped out the airplane at a high altitude, built my parachute on the way down when I gave up 5 whole food groups in 1 day, plus added sugar. Anywho, let's get into it. I did a video. This is my 3rd video. People had questions about how do you know when you're getting enough fat and protein. So I'm going to just wrap this fat part up today. But I do have to keep reiterating that most people, including probably you and your carnivore coach, don't know that carnivore is part of the ketogenic lifestyle. Carnivore is ketogenic. And in being ketogenic, by design, your body should be burning ketones, stored fat, for fuel and energy. That's why eating more fat is not the answer. Eating more fat is not the answer. Eating the right amount of fat is part of the answer, but you want your body to consume all those pounds that you've been packing on and carrying around with you for like decades. You want your body to eat that fat. And there's a way that you can do carnivore that will be profitable and help you to burn fat, because you want to burn fat for fuel and energy. Anyhow, how do you know when you're not getting enough fat? Now remember, these are signs that could be indications that you're not getting enough fat. However, these same signs can also be an indication that your body is switching fuel sources from carbs to ketones. And having these symptoms might not be a bad thing. It just means that you're burning stored fat. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. But some of the symptoms that you might experience when you're not getting enough fat could be, like I said, why is fat important first? It's an energy source. It helps insulate and protect our bodies, it helps regulate our temperature and protect vital organs. Fat is also needed for absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, and essential fatty acids like omega-3 and 6s. So that's the importance of fat. Once again, fat is a required macronutrient. Carbs are not required. Okay, we're going to leave that right there. So, not eating enough fat can lead to a range of noticeable signs, including dry skin and hair, feeling cold easily, persistent hunger, fatigue, and mood changes. Other indications can be poor concentration, joint pain, and increased susceptibility to illness. Now, with the exception of increased susceptibility to illness, all of those other signs can also be part of ketosis. So just because you might feel a little fatigued doesn't necessarily mean you need to eat more fat. It could be that your body has changed fuel systems and now you're burning ketones for fuel and energy. That can make you be fatigued, especially if you're new or if you're just leaving the SAD diet or the standard American diet. Your body's going to go through changes. It's going to shift. Things are going to be disrupted. Things are going to happen, which could be part of ketosis, which is a good thing. Now, you don't want your hair to fall out. You don't want to have your nails and skin extra dry, because that might mean you need to add more fat. But irritability, having mood switches, a little mental fog, those things could be ketosis. So I'm not the one that's going to tell you eat a bunch of fat because your hormones need to be regulated. Now you want to eat enough fat. I want to emphasize you want to eat enough fat, but you're doing carnivore wrong if you just keep eating too much fat. That's why some of y'all are skinny fat. Yeah, you lost 50 pounds, but you're very squishy. You have saggy skin. Your skin is not shrinking with the fat loss because you're not utilizing the tool of ketosis in the manner in which you need to use it. You're not using ketosis. Why the freak are you doing carnivore if you're not going to use ketosis? Carnivore is a ketogenic lifestyle. Anyhow, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track. Remember, I have been walking this walk faithfully and consistently for 5 years. So I kind of know what I'm doing in this arena, even though I'm not a fitness coach, okay? I got receipts. Anyhow, when you're feeling cold, right? When your body temperature drops, low fat intake can make it harder to stay warm. But when your body enters ketosis, it starts burning fat for fuel and energy instead of carbs. And this process can cause temporary decrease in body temperature. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. The goal is fat burning, baby. You want to burn fat for fuel and energy. You want to come in and out of ketosis. That's the whole purpose, right? Well, not the whole purpose, but a big part of it. Okay. Persistent hunger. Eating fat helps you to stay full and satiated. Now, if you're constantly hungry, it could be that you don't have enough fat. Okay? But it can also be increased hunger as the body starts adjusting to burning fat for fuel. Yeah. However, once you get fat adapted, the hunger will subside, and so will the chilliness, so will the cold. It's okay to be a little chilly. Okay, fatigue and low energy could be that you need more fat. It can also be that because you're changing fuel systems, you get the keto flu or the carnivore flu, right? And fatigue arises because the body is transitioning. The only way out is through. When you're transitioning fuel sources, your body's going to go through some things. And it's not all bad. Poor concentration can be part of ketosis as well. Now, one thing I want to get in here quickly. I'm all for eating butter, but not for the reason your carnivore coach tells you to eat butter. Butter is a great fuel source. However, butter and ghee for carnivores have beta-hydroxybutyrate in it. It's natural in butter, and beta-hydroxybutyrate or BHB salts help you to get into ketosis, helps you to burn fat for fuel and energy. So when I tell you to eat butter, it's because I want to help you get through ketosis faster. Your weight loss coach is telling you to do it to halt the process. So you can use butter, but there's a way to use butter. Like, comment, follow, and share for more. If you want more on this topic, let me know. I'm happy to share.